Welcome back to the Misty and Ike
program. I know you're trying to know.
I can't say program anymore.
It's okay.
Episode 165.
Holy crap.
Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. We love our supporters. We love you all. And as Joe Coy would say, and we like you.
And we like you.
And we like you. What do you want to talk about today?
I want to talk about Jack Kerouac.
Somebody referenced him in a song. What is he? He's like a YouTube influencer or something, right?
He was a creator.
Yeah.
I can't.
He was the first one to have 1 million subscribers, right?
No. He was a creator before the kind of creators that we have now. He was like, pretty original.
Is he from the thing where people say, "Paint me like one of your French girls, Jack Kerouac"?
That's actually Titanic. And
I'm on a pop culture show.
We don't actually know if that was ever said on the Titanic boat at all. We don't know.
Why'd they put it in the movie then? I thought that was a documentary.
Because James Cameron is also a creator.
He's on YouTube also, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Jack Kerouac Day, everybody.
We're going to talk about Jack Kerouac and his friends.
Happy birthday, Jack.
He actually died on this day.
Glad you're dead, Jack.
I'm Misty.
And I'm Ike.
The next 15 minutes,
we're going to debate pop culture.
My background's in music.
My background's in film.
I know the topics beforehand.
And I don't.
We check the internet for the facts.
And ruin it with opinions.
From pop rocks in your lunchbox.
To Happy Meal toys and swatch clocks.
No, we are going to pay honor to you today, Jack Kerouac, on the day that you passed. Because that's what people do on the day that people pass. They pay honor to them. So I'm gonna teach you some things.
Okay.
Maybe you'll teach me some things about the Beatniks.
If I just Google Jack facts, do you think anything?
I don't think that's gonna be it. But are we into the episode now?
Yeah. Usually when I'm shaking my hands, like
that's what that is.
That's the.
I thought that was
give
just
me
you
3
having
seconds
like a grand
to cut
mal
here.
seizure or something.
No, Jack. How do you spell
Okay.
Kerouac? It's weird, right? Key-E-R.
Kerouac.
Jack Kerouac facts.
Oh, okay. So Jack Kerouac wrote "On the Road" and "Dharma Bumps."
Whoa.
He was one of the original authors, along with Allen Ginsberg and William S. Burroughs, that started this entire counterculture movement in the late 50s, early 60s.
What does counterculture mean?
Means going against the norms of culture. Like what's going on in your culture, like in your environment right now, going the opposite direction of that.
So we haven't been a pop culture show this whole
time. No, we're a
time.
counterculture show.
We're a pop counterculture show.
We are, because we talk about people that just don't do things that are the norm.
Wow.
But then those things somehow morph into the norm, usually, which is what's weird about a counterculture movement.
Wow, he was French as fuck, wasn't he?
He was not French at all.
Jean-Louis Lubres de Kerouac.
That is not what it read.
Yeah.
Most articles that I read, actually, I didn't do the Wikipedia into him. I did the hey, I want to know about this group of people.
French Canadian.
Oh God, French Canadian.
Yeah, his father was Baron Francois Louis André
was.
Lebris de Kerouac.
Isn't it interesting how
Jacques Le Bleu.
these dudes all have very
rich parents?
Yeah. Yeah. And then spent most of their days and nights in New York City.
Spending their parents' money? Smoking
cigarettes, wearing all black, and spouting poetry about how they just really disliked.
I feel personally attacked.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. You're not wearing a beret.
Not yet.
Anyways, despite the fact
Yeah.
that they did come from means, they like to speak about all of the things that they saw wrong with society. And I never had really put it together in my head. In my mind, the Beats were just a subsector of hippies, but they came before hippies. They started hippies.
Yeah. They wrote the Beatnik Bible.
Right. They were the guys that were just hey, society sucks and war sucks and all of this sucks. And, we're in a post-war era. Little did they know that, the 60s were coming. There was a whole new batch of wars on the way.
There's never not wars.
Never not wars, because there's never not fighting over money.
Did you know that he typed up the novel On the Road in one continuous roll of paper that was 120 feet long?
I did know that. And I think that is one of the absolute coolest things that I have ever heard. It's the equivalent of typing a one-line drawing.
Did you also know? Oh, this is weird.
There's a lot of weird things about these guys.
Whoa. In 1991.
Whoa.
Johnny Depp paid $15,000 for Jack Kerouac's raincoat.
That would not shock me at all.
91, that's probably the equivalent of like, I don't know, $300,000 today.
How much did he pay for it then?
$15,000.
Yeah, that seems cheap.
It's probably $100,000.
I mean, that doesn't shock me because, obviously Johnny Depp then later played Hunter S. Thompson, who also is kind of a side segue to these guys. He was more gonzo journalism, 10, 15 years later, but he was very counterculture. He was very much in the like Timothy Leary, like LSD, the San Francisco, the ending of the hippies and what happens to hippies after that. They turn into Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, because he ended up, Fear and Loathing came out in 98.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, the original scroll that he typed On the Road is reckoned to be worth between $10 and $20 million.
Yeah, I would not be surprised by that at all.
Wow.
I mean, like those two books, Dharma Bums and On the Road, are looked at as a changing point in society then. Like, it was the first time that younger people like that were confident enough to speak their opinions on social injustices that they were seeing.
Well, did they ever write a top 10 list of rare Beanie Babies as brought to you by Mental Floss? Sorry, the internet is not doing its job this week.
I think that maybe at some point we should take a Google class.
A Google class.
On how to Google things.
We could probably
properly.
give a Google class after 165 episodes.
You would think.
Right? Did you know that? Do you know what his childhood nickname was?
I don't. What was it?
Memory Babe.
Because he remembered everything?
I don't know. You want me to read this paragraph?
No, not really.
Okay. A friend inspired him to be a writer.
I'm not shocked by that at all. I mean, I'm assuming that you haven't read On the Road. It's like the quintessential, like, hey, I'm early 20s. I'm going to hop and, I'm going to go see things that, that I've not seen before. And it's just this whole, like, coming of age. Like, I'm going to figure out who I am. So I'm not surprised that he was, like, heavily influenced by all the people around him and people that he met, like, throughout his life.
Sorry, I just got deep into some murder shit.
Uh-oh. Wait, some Jack Kerouac murder shit?
Jack Kerouac got married to escape jail. In 1944,
Whoa.
future beat writer Lucien Carr murdered his friend David
with
Kammerer.
a knife.
Carr claimed that Kammerer was gay and had been stalking him. Carr also said that Kammerer was continuously making advances on him, even though Carr turned him down. Carr claimed that to protect himself, he had stabbed Kammerer to death with his Boy Scout knife.
Right. And they threw him in the Hudson.
This type of excuse for murder would later become known as the gay panic defense.
Yeah. It's actually been used a lot. Like, oh, I thought I was going to get attacked by a gay man.
After filling his pockets with rocks, Carr dumped his body in the Hudson River and then went to see his friends Jack Kerouac and William Burroughs. Carr said that he and Kerouac went to a nearby park to dispose of the evidence. Later, Kerouac was arrested and jailed as a material witness to the crime. Wow. Murder.
And so he got married to stay out of jail?
Well, Kerouac couldn't post bail, so he asked his girlfriend, Eddie Parker, to borrow the money
Edie.
from... Edie.
Edie's a woman.
It's Eddie. Hey, Eddie.
It's Edie Parker.
Eddie Parker to borrow the money from her parents. Eddie, however, wouldn't do it unless he promised to marry her, which he did.
Oh my God. Talk about the ultimate ultimatum.
Yeah, hey, you want to go to jail for murder or do you want to marry me?
Right.
You want
Fuck.
Come on and marry your boy Eddie.
I mean, some scenarios I'd say just go to jail.
Yeah,
but...
not this one.
Wow.
Eddie, however, wouldn't do it. Kerouac also said that they would move to Grosse Pointe, Michigan, where he'd get a job to repay the loan. On August 22nd, Kerouac married Edie. and was soon released. He made good on his promises, but their marriage would soon go downhill and was eventually annulled.
Man. Okay, so what would you do?
Well, he later wrote about it. So I'd probably write about it too.
No, I mean, like, if you were in that scenario. So your friend comes to you and is like, hey, man, I just had a knife like our other friend. Would you help him dispose of the weapon?
If it's in my top 4, I'd bury the body.
Okay.
For them.
Okay.
While they sat
Which
at
is
home.
how I feel Kerouac, Burroughs, and Ginsberg were.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's in my top 4 or 5, I'd bury the body for you. You wouldn't even have to worry about it. And then you wouldn't know where it is, and I got you.
Okay.
If it's in my top 10, I'd help you bury the body.
Okay.
Anybody outside of that can go fuck themselves.
Okay, so you wouldn't hide a weapon?
Not for an acquaintance, but for my top.
I don't think it was really an acquaintance.
For my
I think
top
it was a
5,
friend.
you know what? I don't need to be putting stuff out on the internet that incriminate me. So,
No. Okay, well then let me ask you this one. So let's say that you did indeed hypothetically help hide this weapon, and you had to go to your lady friend at the time.
And you have my ex-girlfriends.
Right, let's not consider any of them. Let's just go with future.
Oh, the future ones are amazing.
Exactly.
All my future ladies.
Right. If one of them said, yeah, I'll bail you out, but you got to marry me. What would you do?
Would you visit me in jail?
I would, yeah.
I'm going to jail.
Yeah, I'd come. Oh, I'd come with a fucking roadcaster and we'd do an episode.
Yeah.
Misty and Ike from prison.
Or I could just call in. We just got our hands on the glass.
Misty and Ike from prison.
Oh wait, nope, that's the wrong way. See the line in the middle?
Oh, I can't go there.
You got to go the other way. You got to go towards the wall. I'm reaching onto your side. This is why people don't listen. This is why people watch.
That was really confusing for me to like try to look at the camera.
It's backwards.
I feel like we are William S. Burroughs and Jack Kerouac.
Yeah,
like we've taken these on the road trips. We've done these things.
Well,
I didn't write a continuous 100 million reel of paper story about it, though. I should have, apparently.
Well, apparently Kerouac liked to paint, like your boy here.
I did not know that about him.
Writing wasn't Kerouac's only talent. The author was also an artist. He drew his first self-portrait when he was 9 and created vast amounts of artwork, working in everything from pencil to oils to watercolors as an adult. Like the characters in his novels, Kerouac often painted his artworks on people he met. Nope, he didn't paint them. He based them. Based them on... Hey, you guys want to go to Kerouac's house? No, I'm tired of getting painted on, man.
All I can think every time you say Kerouac, and I don't know why, is knick-knack, paddywhack. And I think knick-knack, Kerouac. Give the dog a bone.
That's pretty funny.
Which is totally not right. Anyways.
Kerouac was an influence on Hunter S. Thompson. You already said that.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting because when I started getting into this, like I said, I kind of thought that like the hippies and the beats all were like in the same time era, but it comes out that they were before. So the Beatnik guys actually influenced the hippies, which then turned into music. Did you know that the Beatles, the reason they spelled it Beatles instead of Bee was because of the Beatnik generation?
Interesting.
They were so into Ginsberg and Kerouac and Burroughs that that's how they spelled the Beatles, was because of that. And then you get somebody else whose birthday it is today, which is James Taylor, who has a very close association also with the Beatles. Like, you had this entire era of Americana that came after the hippies. Mm-hmm. You know, you had your, like, Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin, but then you had the era that was after that was, like, James Taylor and Joni Mitchell and all of these, like, subculture, counterculture.
Pop culture.
Pop culture that, like, came out of those. And it's really interesting to see how they're all influenced by each other.
You want to know how much he was worth?
A lot on the road. Oh, did he spend every bit of it? I hope so.
Kerouac's literary estate is valued at about $10 million, a stark contrast to its value at the time of his death, when all but 2 of his books were out of print and its net worth was an estimated $91.
Wow.
when he died.
That's what I want to do. I want to, the day that I die, I want them to be like, you have 17 cents in the bank. And I spin it damn well.
I know exactly how to plan that out. Because I'll be retiring in Vegas.
Oh, I was like, are you going to spend all my money in the next month and then kill me?
No. I'm talking about my money. When I retire in Vegas and I have my suite at the Cosmo, when the money's gone, I'm just going to jump off the 66th floor.
Yeah.
With like a squirrel suit. I'm going to try and make it into... I'm going to try and make it into the Bellagio fountain, but I'm sure it doesn't go that far, and I'll probably splat in the parking lot.
Oh, my God.
And that, folks, is episode 165 of the Misty and Ike program. We learned who's burying bodies.
We learned a lot about how Isaac's going to wear a squirrel suit, which I think is really the most important thing that came out of today's episode.
Yeah. But who doesn't want to wear a squirrel suit?
I never did until now.
Do you think you could make it from the Cosmo to the Bellagio fountain in a squirrel suit?
I mean, you're talking about the flying squirrel. With the arms will help you fly a little bit.
Yeah, and it's got a tail between your...
Yeah.
A foil suit. Wing foil.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's find out. We know enough daredevil people to figure it out. Maybe we can jump off the roof. Give us a couple extra feet.
I think maybe that might be a good idea.
Let's go to Vegas and research it.
Okay. Right now? It's Friday.
Yep, it's Friday, guys. We got to go to Vegas for the weekend. Which we're recording this so far in advance, it actually might be true.
It actually might be at that point.
Actually,
we don't know.
We're going in 2 weeks for our executive producer's birthday. So
That's true, we are.
Well, I got to get back down to the beach.
And I got to get not to the beach.
All right. Well,
Maybe I might come to your house to the beach.
Maybe.
All right.
Let's have a barbecue.
Okay.
All right. Well, have a great weekend. Tell us in the comments what you're going to do this weekend.
And
read a book.
Because
it's not Friday.
Not Friday.
We messed it up again. Because it's Friday.
We'll see you on Monday.
Since it's Friday. We'll see you on Monday.